What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these topics. Now, the first thing I want to tackle is the fact that NBC was able to sit down and do an interview with Jane Doe, the Jane Doe that's accusing Diddy and also Jay-Z of SA and R-ing her after the VMAs, right? And so, listen, it is very clear that there was some discrepancies within her claims. She finally admits that there were some things that were off. And the most telling thing of this whole particular dynamic is the fact that her own father says that he does not recall picking her up 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, Jay-Z and his lawyer, they responded to these latest findings and they were savage. I mean, they called out Tony Busby because Tony Busby didn't even vet the whole entire situation before he even made the actual filing against Jay-Z. And that is just crazy and it's very incompetent as a lawyer. You want to make sure that you dot your I's and cross all of your T's before you file a lawsuit or at least name somebody that's associated with such an egregious crime. Now, before I play you guys these clips as it pertains to the Jane Doe and Jay-Z situation, I do want to let you guys know, if you haven't already heard, that Diddy has thrown in the towel and he has forfeited any future attempts to post bail. Now, I will say that that's a very interesting move. It could be a calculated move, or he just sees the writing on the wall and he knows that he's not getting out and this thing is going to trial in next May. But anyway, I'm going to play you guys this clip and I'll be back.
For yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof gerbil ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind," he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. "I have made some mistakes," she said. "Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me." The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, "Because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress." In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, "This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory."
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yes, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, "This is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab." And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
All right, very thorough reporting there. Chloe, thank you so much for that.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Now I want to read you a response from Jay-Z's lawyer, and he says, "It is stunning that a lawyer would not only file such a serious complaint without proper vetting, but would make things worse by further peddling this false story in the press. We are asking the court to dismiss this frivolous case today, and we'll take up the matter of additional discipline for Mr. Busby and all the lawyers that filed the complaint." All right, so it's very clear and obvious that there were some major missteps in her initial complaint. She can blame it on whatever the case may be, but it just didn't sound right from the start. If I'm keeping it real, I always like to give victims their grace, but I'm also going to give the accused their grace as well. I'm very fair. And so the one thing that stood out to me is the fact that if your father had to drive all the way from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, that's a 5-hour drive. And so he picked you up 3 o'clock in the morning, and you said that he didn't ask you any questions, and you were at the age of 1-3. It just didn't sound right to me. And if he drove 5 hours to come pick you up in the wee hours of the morning and didn't ask you not one single question, then he's a poor example of what a father should be. I'm just keeping it all the way real. And then you're only 1-3, and you're alleging that you have just been R-ed by 2 men. You're not in pain. You're not disheveled or discombobulated. Your father can't tell that there's something wrong with his daughter, that maybe he needs to take you to the hospital. I mean, come on. Now, I will say that Jane Doe's father has one attribute that my mother had, and that attribute is, I'm not fitting to lie and cloak for you. This man says, I do not recall picking you up from no Manhattan and me driving all the way from Rochester to get you. He says, I remember picking you up locally, and that's it. So this man is not suffering from any type of cognitive decline. If he can remember picking her up in her teens locally from somewhere where she probably wasn't supposed to be, I'm pretty sure that he can recall picking her up from Manhattan. Now, I will say that it's not over. It's ultimately up to the courts to decide if this case is worth moving forward, right? But I will say that I believe that Jay-Z is guilty of many things. I feel that Diddy is guilty of many things, but I feel like in this particular case, and I'm just speaking on Jay-Z's behalf, I do not feel that he is potentially guilty of this particular crime. I just don't feel it. It has rubbed me the wrong way since I read the publication in regards to what happened and what she said happened on the night she was picked up by a limousine driver that worked for Diddy and was taken to an after party. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to move along, and I want to talk about the fact that Will Smith just recently came out and he distanced himself from anything dealing with Diddy. I want you guys to check out this clip, and I'll be back.
I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid shit. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like Baby White. But I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff, but. You know, that one, it was, your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
All right, so Will said, do not implicate me in the BS. period. Do not implicate me in it. I don't deal with Diddy. I don't do stupid ish like that. So the narrative that y'all trying to push, saying that I was at those Diddy parties doing crazy stuff, nah, it ain't me. Now, another individual, a superstar that is catching some heat because he left his team for an undisclosed amount of time is LeBron James. So if you guys don't know, LeBron James stepped away from the LA Lakers a few days ago, and he cited that it was for personal reasons. So just because he stepped away from the team, people are trying to say, oh, he's stepping away from the team because he's involved with this Diddy stuff, right? So I want you guys to check out this clip, and then immediately following this clip is a woman talking about how we're so quick within our community to jump to conclusions and so quick to take our own people down. And I want you guys to pay close attention to what she had to say in regards to that. So sit tight and I'll be back.
LeBron James is stepping away from the Lakers to go figure life out. It ain't about trade rumors. It ain't about having one of the worst statistical seasons of his career. It goes deeper than that, man. This is more or less about the whole allegations with Diddy and Sean Carter. But we already know that it was only a matter of time before the walls started to close in on one LeBron James. Honestly, he had it coming for a while, y'all. Ever since dude was 18, everybody was forced to call him the king. He had everything handed to him. And now we all get to witness the destruction of one LeBron James. One of the most insufferable human beings. Dude is cocky, arrogant, talked about how his life was better than ours. We didn't have the money he had. We had to go back to our miserable lives.
Does it bother you that so many people are happy to see you fail?
Absolutely not. All the people that was rooting on me to fail, you know, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today. You know, they got the same personal problems that they had today. You know, and I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that.
Well, guess what, Bron? I'm okay right now. I'm not going to be facing federal charges anytime soon. At the end of the day, LeBron, you can keep your millions, you can keep all your fancy houses, your cars. If you can't walk down the street, it means absolutely nothing. Here's the bottom line, y'all. The end is here. It's not near. The end is here for LeBron James. And to be honest, if I never hear the name LeBron James ever again, it'll be too soon.
Black people, it's time for another community meeting, so come to the front. If you not black, you can keep scrolling. And I'm not talking about if you think you black, you want to be black, or you're identifying as black. I'm talking about if you're black. Okay, then now that we're sitting here and we're comfortable, what is wrong with y'all? Are y'all okay? I mean, if it's two things that black people know how to do, and that is mind white people business and tear each other down. And the thing that I'm talking about is the whole Jay-Z thing. Because y'all are on here talking about this man like y'all know him, like y'all were there. It's like y'all was there and y'all was like, oh, I can't say nothing because he might do something to me, but I know one day he's going to get caught. And when he get caught, I'm going to be there and I'm going to... That's how y'all talking, like y'all was there. I saw it. I was there. I was there 10 years ago. I was there. I saw it when it happened. But I ain't want him to do nothing to me, so I couldn't say nothing. That's how y'all on here crucifying this man, and you don't know. And the thing about it, it's not even Jay-Z. We do it in our regular lives. Like, you can have a sister, a cousin, a brother, a auntie. They can get a good job and you'll be like, oh, they think they all that now. They got that house over there and they think they got that new car. Or she don't need to be with him. Or he don't need to be with her. Y'all do it every day, all the time. What do we need to do? Do we need to get on a national Zoom call and have counseling? Take out, time frames where we get on at 100 or so at a time and we all do counseling about this? Because it's getting ridiculous. All the media has to do is put something out there and we gonna run with it every time. We gonna do it to ourselves. And then y'all telling that lady Beyonce, y'all telling her to leave her husband for why? We don't even know what happened. Y'all ain't even leaving the one y'all with. Y'all got my blood pressure sky high. Y'all got my blood pressure sky high. Seriously, are y'all okay? I thought we said, you know what? Never mind.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. So the guy that was talking about LeBron James, clearly he doesn't like LeBron James. There's a lot of people that I don't really fancy too much either, but I'm not going to sit up here and wish for somebody's downfall based upon the fact that I don't like them as an individual, or I don't like them as an athlete, or the profession, whatever profession they're in. And so this all stems from the fact that LeBron James said that there was no party like a Diddy party. And just because he says that, or said that rather, people want to implicate him into the BS with Diddy and Jay-Z. We don't know anything about LeBron James. His name has not been mentioned in no court documents, in nothing as it pertains to an alleged victim saying that LeBron James did this to him or her. And so just because LeBron stepped away from his team for an undisclosed amount of time, people are trying to say, yeah, it's all because of the Diddy and Jay-Z stuff. Listen, let me remind you, back in 2014 when he was playing with the Cavs, he took a 2-week break off there, right? Because he was just trying to get his thoughts together. He wasn't playing well, and this year he's not playing as well as he could. The man is about to be 40 years old. I'm pretty sure that he's tired. He played in the Olympics this past summer. And so the Lakers are not looking good right now. There's also trade rumors about him potentially going to link up with Steph Curry. There's a lot of things he needs to think about. And then we have to take into account that Bronny just got drafted to the Lakers or whatever. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to leave his son behind. So he's probably taking a mental break. And then how we don't know that he may have a major health concern. We don't know what's going on. Something could be ailing him. But leave it to some people within our community. We want to jump to the worstest damn conclusions of them all. We do. And I don't know why we're like this. Listen, being guilty of association is a real thing out here. I can remember when I was ripping and running the streets in my younger days, and I used to hang around a few homeboys that liked Coca-Cola. You guys can figure out what I'm trying to say. Now, I've never done that in my entire life, and I put that on my mama's beautiful grave, right? But because I hung with them, the rumor out there that was circulating is that I indulged in that type of behavior too. Just because I hung around them, they could have spoke up for me, which they did, and say, nah, Jay don't mess around like that. He like to drink, you know, blow a little trees, and that's it. But they still pushed that narrative because I was hanging around a couple of homeboys that were open about their use of the DRUG. Now, let me tell you how some people within our community can flip the entire script. There are some people that can see this video, and with me admitting that there was a rumor about me to that magnitude in my younger days, if there was a video to circulate that showed me being disoriented, or maybe I was intoxicated or whatever the case may be, you would have some people to say, well, you remember that video he talked about that there was a rumor back in the days that he was on Coca-Cola. I'm just saying he looked like he may be under the influence of something more than just alcohol. Maybe he put something up his nose, you know what I'm saying? This is how our people do within our community, for real. This is how they do. And I don't understand why we like that. And I try to be a fair individual, and I try to judge situations based off of facts. And that is what I will continue to do for the rest of my entire life. But anyway, just because LeBron James is taking some time off, it does not mean that he's connected to the Diddy and Jay-Z situation. Now, if he's named, that's a different story. We still have to vet the process, something that Tony Busby didn't do in the Jay-Z situation, and he's a whole lawyer, right? So you have YouTubers and other bloggers and things of that nature that are vetting the process as much as they can, but a lawyer that's in position is not vetting the entire process and going for a cash grab. Make it make sense. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that I discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.